Hello, traders. It's E from MarketWizards.com, reminding traders to use risk capital you can afford to lose. And it's Sunday, 29th of January, 2023. All right, looking at the NQ, doing my quick review for the weekend. So I'm ready to go next week. Taking a look first at the weekly chart. Things that I had observed. We had an MBO this week. We broke out from last week's high. I had a nice push early. We came back. We found support. I talked that day about 12,601.5 being a support pivot, and that held. Once we got back up above this 77, it was off to the races. Traders that just love the short side will always have an opportunity in gyrations, but it's obvious from a chart like this that the trend was up, especially once we took out this high in the last 2 days of the week. And then, of course, profit taking comes in at the end of the week. Some people say the bulls stumbled, but after you've had this kind of a move, there's no one that I know that's going to leave their profits exposed at the end of the week. There's the weekly profit taking by the longs, and it's not because everybody was eager to short, that's for sure. Here's a monthly look. We can see the amount of points compared to last month. We had a double down here. We called that at 751. We said this is really a double bottom. And then we pushed up and we can see the gyrations. Here's a double platform in here. The push comes up and back down. And this is where that 601 comes in. There's nothing here to hold it, but we knew by our numbers that that was an area that we wanted to watch. And once that took off and pushed up, it was just full speed ahead to the upside. And we note last month's location just above us at 339. So that will be something to watch this week. Here's a fourth quarter look, and again, you can see pretty clearly when you drill back to a little bit larger time frames, you can clearly see where the support areas have come in. I know my friend Paulie likes to do this a lot. He's always looking at areas that jump out at a 30 or 2-hour chart or whatever. And you need that as a day trader. You need to know what the generals are doing because obviously they're the ones that move the market. Here's a yearly look. For some people, it'll be a little bit too much noise here with all the moving averages, but a lot of times I will do this in a different format, so I don't have too much on. But I've learned to read this with these 4 lines, and right here you can see the funnel with the long-term average and then the shorter-term averages. And this was something Anthony Crudele had talked about a couple of weeks ago, where he had thought the ES was going to be moving to the upside because of that phenomenon. And that's exactly the way I view it. And that once you get above these lines, you really need to break them. These are rising moving averages now, and you need to break those before you can go south side. Here's a good example of that right back here where we came back to it. We get up, but then we get the thrust down, and then we get this power move down that just stays under this, and then we go sideways, from October, and we've got a double bottom. You can see this platform right here. So that's support, not below. This is your support. If this breaks third time through, this will get ignored and taken out. At least that's the way I've learned from studies like William O'Neill and some of the other experts. So right now, this is our next. Obviously, you got to break this high, and if we do, using that idea, 1, 2, 3, we're already in a power move up that should take out this high. And then the next high back here is going to be the key. And by moving averages, you got to get by this first. So this 83, 93 area is definitely a target, in my opinion, because don't forget, this will continue to migrate downwards. And I've already got a target up there, 85 to 95, that next on the books, perhaps. We'll see. Don't like to get too far ahead of myself. Going to take a look at sequence trade. There are a couple of different charts here that I'm just reviewing, and we'll review for next week. But and this was the open, and this is Pax's great trader, by the way. I love Pax. The man is a what can I say? He's in a league of his own. Um, Idiot. Idiot savant. The guy is crazy good. I'm not as aggressive as he is. He loves a 30-second breakout. I get that. In the old days, if you're trading ES, the ES would trade, if you were lucky, you got 10 points for the range for the day. So I understand the need to get out quickly. But the ranges are much larger these days, so I don't have a need. I like to see it going in that direction, and then depending on timing for news and whatever, here's my 3-minute high, and this 3-minute high is going to be an angel or a demon. If it's at the high, it's obviously an angel. It's a demon if it's the other way. But we're above these moving averages, and we've come out, fast at the open, push. You have to think about news. A lot of people, when they do analysis, don't remember things like news. But I like to be flat by news time, and then react and see which way the market wants to take it, and then join the winning team. So here's my 30-second. Here's my 3-minute. Here's my 15-minute high. My friend Fari Hamza uses a 15-minute. I really like that, but I like the 3 better. For me, this gives you a head start on that idea, and then it gets confirmed by your 15-minute Orbo. So I use all of these, and I track them all in certainly I believe in that system. The Orbo system is one of the best I've seen, and grateful to people like Fari who have been teaching it and show us what they do, as Pax does. So here's our Orbo first Orbos. Here's our second. Third is back up here at this stop at 13. Then we get the push to IB high. News push, right? Comes out off our average. It's a news push. It climbs up, and then we get some chop, some absorption, but we get retest failure. And this is where we get the plunge that comes down. And one of the things I am is very much math oriented and relationship oriented. And this is about 100-point trade that comes down. And certainly anybody gets that type of trade, in my opinion, is foolish not to capture it. A lot of people say just stay in until it goes to wherever. I like hit and run. So in this type of a move, once we break down, I'm still looking for longs because we're on a multiple breakout. But I'm also knowing that we're going to be coming into a time period where anybody that wants to take profits is going to come back, and we may get at least 40 to 50% retracement of this move. So that's my next thought right here. And that's when I had called 12,082 stop for longs, because I felt that was going to bounce back at least halfway, if not more. And then we can see we regain composure. Here's that 193 again. This is the IB breakout. And then we get a push a little bit higher. Now we're in the lunch period. So you don't expect a lot typically at lunch, but who knows in this market. So once we get to this high in lunchtime, and a lot of us are taking lunch, we're not going to trade all day long. So, certainly those who pretend they do, good luck with that. You need a break from the market, and you need to rethink what your plan is for the afternoon, plan B. If you come back into lunchtime, just looking at your chart, you're looking at your moving averages, you're saying, okay, they're still above the IB. We're still above our power line. We've got chop. And then this is where I posted on Twitter 240 stop for the new high, because I've already done my math saying, okay, what can we get to today that makes sense? 297, 305, and the 317 quarter not ruled out by the end of the day. Then we get this last push. We're looking at our timing down here. We get this last push coming into the 3 o'clock time frame. Bond traders are going to have to make some decisions now. Do they want to push long or they want to come short side? And at this point, this is where I'd said enough. Cover, because it's starting to get late now, and who the heck wants to get caught end of day? And then this is where we get profit taking. 265 magnet. I had said this is going to be our magnet pulling us backwards, and then we slip down, and this is where we get that end of the day flush where the weeklies are taking their profits. And this was my next magnet that I had talked about, that we would probably settle somewhere near here, and that's just based on my math and the things I look at. So this is a little bit spread out and harder to see in context, but that's the more detailed look of it. The pivot system, clear 562.5, I said was support. Middle pivot 875. And then I have these sequence numbers that I'm already looking at. I already know these. These are set in stone. I don't even have to recalibrate my ideas every day, because this is a ladder and it's going to stay a ladder day in and day out. So for now, we know that we were approaching the top of the zone. This is this was the extreme zone 2, extreme zone 1 up here. And this is the level 8, we call it, where you want to see normally stocks come this way. And I have found that you're going to get above that with the indexes. They don't respect this. They want to get up here to the extreme level. I had some deviation levels here, and came in at approximately 1 standard deviation at 305, where I said enough. Here's my angel, first bar, 3-minute bar, boom. We come back, we honor the angel, we take off, and we keep climbing. Then we get the demon at the end of the day, 87.25, and then we get the sell late day. These are all charts and tools that I look at. Here's my 5-minute Globex chart, and again, this is a power chart. I like the 15 to support it, and obviously if we can't break the rain line on the 5-minute chart, it's up and away, and that's exactly what we had. And in this look, you can see obviously where we challenged that prior high, we held the 82 support, held, and then we regained composure and we came out again and then took out that high, kept on chugging above the red and green line until the end of the day. Power chart for sure. And there's a multi-day look at the 5RTH, and we had a gap down and then we recovered, and I said the market's reversed, and from that point we got above the rain line, we got above the blue line, and then we had Thursday's range, did the same thing, honored and respected this area, pushed up, blue line supportive, never breaks till the end of the day. So this is a system I use. It's not for everybody. I know everybody's got their own favorite indicators. I don't believe that there is any magic one indicator. I do believe, obviously, that this works for me, and it's what I use, and I found helpful. So I hope this review, if anybody is listening, it helps you see the common sense that I try to use, the math, the relationships. fine tuning targets as the day goes on, and then just understanding sequence trading, where if somebody's got a bunch of profits in their pocket, they're going to take it. That's what causes the ebb and flow, not any magic indicator. We're trying to just use common sense to understand where is it that the market may want to take some profits. And a trader that likes the short side, you're going to make some profits certainly in an uptrend. But the base philosophy is, if we're in an uptrend, we want to be buying the pullbacks until that stops working. And every day is different. You're going to get a down day. You're going to get days that don't get above this, and it comes the other way. But right now, the market has been, as we've shown, has been going up, up, up. So why fight it? Um, Stay safe out there. Use your stops. Don't try to make a killing any one day. And I'm not one of those gunslingers who does a lot of work after 3:30, especially on a Friday. But if there's opportunity, I'll jump in and grab a few if I can. But normally, you're just trying to see who is it that's getting squeezed, and let's join the team that's doing the work, pushing, and then get out of the way. Take hit and run trades and get part of it. All right. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Catch you guys in another one of these updates.